What's happening, everybody? This is Mike at Mike's Total Dragon Channel, and today I would like to talk about two of my favorite issues from this week that coincidentally happen to be by the same writer. So, if you are a fan, then this was a week for you. His issue of X-Men came out, as well as his issue of Avengers. So I'm going to do a quick flip through of both of them. And so far, this issue of X-Men has been one of my favorites that he's written. It's kind of an issue that is, it's kind of a downer issue. Everyone is kind of in a bad place. They're kind of, not feeling, they're feeling like the deck stacked against them. They've dealt with a lot of stuff over the past 5 issues. So they're kind of got their backs up against the wall a little bit, which I guess is just like an everyday situation if you're a member of the X-Men. So we see this sense of being down at the beginning. We see this with the Beast addressing this situation and his ability to resolve it. We see this with this young girl here, who was part of this anti-mutant protest at the beginning of the book. This is her mother. She does not want to be there, but her mother wants her to be there. In fact, the young girl, she does that hand sign that shows the mutants that she stands in solidarity with them, which Magic and Temper choose to pay her a visit. So the young girl, as you can see, she's feeling kind of bad about her situation, not being able to relate to her mother. And then we have Magneto. He and Beast are conversating about the situation that Magneto is in and how frustrated he is about it. Meanwhile, Temper and Magic are addressing the young girl. And she tells them that she stands in solidarity with them, in part because she's a mutant as well. Which is a child being a mutant and your mother is being anti-mutant, taking you to rallies or what have you. It's got to make you feel even more terrible. You already don't want to be there at that mutant rally. Now your mother is anti-mutant, and then you, in fact, yourself are hiding being a mutant. So we kind of see in this issue that things are tough for a lot of members of our cast. And Jed McKay presents all these struggles as being very believable, in regards to the Beast, his feeling of inadequacy, of not being as smart as he used to be, not up to date on so much technology. The young girl's feeling of being an outcast and being the daughter of someone who has those strong feelings. The feeling of Magneto not being powerful as he used to be, not being the person, like he says right here, I am also frustrated. I am used to being so much more. So even though this issue is kind of a downer, I still think it's a really powerful issue. You get a lot of great character work. You get a lot of great discussion. And even though it's very low on action, it's still a very powerful issue, and one that's a strong issue and stands out in McKay's run. And it's, you know, still a page turner, even though, like I said, it's very light on the action. So we've got that, and then up next we've got Avengers number 19. Now this whole issue right here, you see Doom in the background. They're teasing that one world under Doom event that starts next year, where Doom is now being the new Sorcerer Supreme, and his dreams of world conquest are very close to being fulfilled. We've got this little story here about how Storm has joined the Avengers, and Black Panther's on the team as well, which is her ex-husband. So now, of course, you've got that kind of drama that Jed McKay has inserted into this book, with basically ex-husband and ex-wife working together. But that, you know, that kind of that is what it is. That's something that's going to be an undertone in this book for a while, as long as both Storm and Black Panther are on the team. However, what really stands out, and what the meat and potatoes of this book is when Doom shows up in astral projection form and invites the Avengers to have a conversation. And Doom hits them with this simple question: as Avengers, you represent one of the greatest concentrations of power in the world. That being said, why have you let the world you have sworn to protect come to this state? And Doom basically tells them, hey, things are terrible. There's violence all over the world. We got civil unrest. Why don't you Avengers, in all your power, do something about it? And so he's basically giving them the guilt trip, you know, through power, through illusion, manifesting his powers as the Sorcerer Supreme, to show them a world that they could have, you know, a world in which he's not just Captain America, he's unified the whole world under what he believes in, you know, no more weapons. Captain Marvel's helped unify the galaxy. So he's basically showing them this world, how they could pacify it and stop hatred and war, famine, and everything. And then finally, Storm here says, I have heard, I have seen enough. And then the Avengers respond to Doom, tell him why they have never decided to go down that road, you know, which is a road we've seen in the old Squadron Supreme miniseries, and we know how that turned out. And Vision basically just captures all that here in this phrase, his two word balloons. We are strong, we are powerful, we cannot impose our will, not without betraying who we are. And so all the Avengers are basically just telling Doom, you know, we will be here to save the world, but we're not going to make it be something that we're not going to force it to be something that it's not. Doom has his final words, and then he leaves. Then they have a little bit of a reflection, post-encounter reflection here on top of the satellite. And Vision says, you know, he says, the purpose of Doom's little demonstration was not to change our mind or his. It was a thought exercise. We were props, his devil's advocate. Our only purpose was to aid him in troubleshooting his own thinking, to allow him to reinforce his own ideas, the rightness of them. So basically what he did is he pitched his idea to the Avengers, what he wants to do, and he went off of their reaction to begin his own journey of taking over the world. Really powerful stuff here. You know, this issue is, it has topics in which anyone that has read superhero comics for a long time, you start to wonder, you know, the Avengers, they have all this power. Why don't they just end famine? Why don't they just end war? You know, and Jed McKay addresses all of this right here through the prism of Dr. Doom. As someone that has power, he wants to know, why have the Avengers never used it? And so Jed McKay addresses that question of, why don't people who are all powerful do more than they already are? Which is a really great question. Something that, like I said, is frequently asked of superheroes in comic books after you've been reading for a while. You know, you don't want to end up as superheroes, you don't want to end up you know, doing more than you should. And instead of turning into protectors, you turn into babysitters. And that's what Jed McKay is getting at here in this issue. Really great issue here of Avengers and X-Men as well. And I just, every time I read something by Jed McKay, I really dig it. He's been he's one of the new breed of writers that I dig. And to me, both these issues here just continue to show me the potential that McKay has and the type of work he's capable of putting out. So if you didn't pick up either one of these, highly recommend grabbing them next time you're at your shop. I don't think you'll be disappointed. It's strong writing in both of them by Jed. So until next time, you guys take care, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye bye.